I hate how my vulnerability scares people away or makes people look at me differently, perceive me in a certain way that's not true. I hate how my vulnerability scares people away. And I guess it's meant to, you know, for their own healing or whatever the fuck it is, but it just really sucks how people view me as crazy just for being raw and authentic and honest and vulnerable and sharing that with the world, you know. I like being private, but I also know that my mission here isn't to be silent about certain things, especially when there's people out there that can relate. I, it just sucks, you know. And I get it. It just means that they're not my peoples. That's not my crowd. That they're not meant to, you know. I get it. I get it. It just means that they're not my soul tribe. But like, even the people that you be thinking is your soul tribe, I don't fucking know, dude. I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know, bro. Life is lifing, you know, just going with the waves of it. But it just sucks to feel misunderstood by people you care about. Like other people is just, I don't give a fuck. I really don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Maybe I gave a fuck at a point, but I don't give a fuck anymore. But when it comes to people I do care about, you know, it sucks. And it's not even just my vulnerability. It's my fucking big ass heart and big ass head. Like my heart is just as fucking big as my big ass head. No, it's bigger. I can't even, they're both really fucking big. So, it's annoying. It's annoying. But I know it's for a reason. I'm just talking, venting. God forbid I do that. I'm crazy regardless to some people. So, yeah. I mean, there's people out here doing crazier shit. But I'm always getting labeled as like crazy or wild, and it just sucks. I've worked really fucking hard to be consistent on social media, only for my social media to always consistently be judged. But like I've been working really fucking hard since I was getting abused while pregnant. Like music saved my life, you know? Music has been saving my life all my life, but especially at that point when I finally started being consistent in my music. Like I finally got back into posting and, you know, really wanting to sing and wanting to be in my purpose again instead of wanting to kill myself. And like it brought out me being goofy and funny and, you know, being my true authentic self. And I really felt like I was glowing at a certain point. And I wasn't posting for everybody. I was posting for me. I was posting for God because God told me to do so. And I really appreciate those who have appreciated my journey and my consistency. And even when I wasn't consistent, just appreciating everything I posted, my honesty, my true, real, raw, authentic self with no fucking filter and no fucking makeup. I appreciate those who have appreciated that. Because a lot of people mistaken me for something that I am not. And I don't give a fuck, but I do at the same time when it comes to people that I care about, at least. You know? You know? So yeah. I'm proud of me. Can you stop doing that? It keeps doing it. Okay, sorry. I'm proud of me for being Well, I used to be more consistent. I just, like, there's days I want to delete everything and I want to hide under a rock and just not fucking have any online presence whatsoever. Because I'm not a fan of anything going on in this world. I'm not a fan of social media. I do it for my mission here. I do it for God. Everything I do it for God. I keep my heart open for God. I have every right to have a closed heart chakra, and I choose to keep that bitch open. No matter how traumatized I've been, no matter how triggered I can get, I choose the God within me. I choose God's love and God's heart in me. You know, God's patience, God's grace. And sometimes I feel really fucking naive. Thank you for whoever watches my shit. Thank you for whoever supports me. Thank you for those and everyone who don't view me in my social media presence and my consistency that I've worked really fucking hard on as crazy or wild or too much. Thank you, because I worked really hard on myself to love myself, to accept myself, to embrace myself, and then share that. And to just stay within where God needs me to go and my relationship with God. And I've worked really fucking hard on these things and myself vocally and emotionally. Like, a lot of people view me as not having a fucking life or whatever the fuck, when I'm exactly where God needs me to be. I'm doing exactly what God needs me to do. And I've worked harder on myself emotionally, spiritually, and mentally more than most people I have met in my life. A lot of people may have done more than me physically, financially, but it's nothing compared to what I've done spiritually, emotionally, mentally for myself. Because I made the space and time to do it. And I'm not looking for the credit, because that's God gives me that credit. I don't need that credit from anybody. But damn, it sucks. It sucks being viewed and perceived as the opposite of what I've worked really so fucking hard on. Especially at a time I was the most suicidal in my life, you know? I worked really fucking hard to get out of that. I worked really fucking hard to love myself. I worked really fucking hard to stop cutting myself. I worked really fucking hard to be here. To have any social fucking media presence as an artist. And not give a fuck about what anybody thinks about it. Just being myself without giving a fuck. I've worked really fucking hard on that. Alchemizing my pain, putting it all into my music, and then sharing it. Nobody understands the strength that takes. Yet, I get called this, that, and the third. Or I get perceived as this, that, and the third. You know? God bless you.